Yo, we back again, back to back. And I got a quote this round. Rico, Nico, let's
What's
get
going
it.
on, everybody?
Yo, so I got a quote for
Most
you.
underrated podcast on the internet.
Most underrated, man. Hey, we got most known unknowns, man. Most known unknowns. That's
There
what we
you
got to
go.
get to.
I like it.
The quote right now I want to go ahead and drop, and for your consideration is this. Yo, um,
I don't forget my
that
ranch. Oh, you were
no,
thinking of different
no.
quotes.
Two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs don't make a right. There
I
was
mean,
a quote.
sometimes,
Okay, you think it's sometimes. All right. So I was thinking about
sometimes I'll
this.
go for it. I don't care.
I was thinking
I
about
don't
this
care.
because somebody posted this thing in another group that
My
I'm part of.
dignity, my integrity, that's all right. I'll still be a good guy if I slip up every once in a while.
Okay.
You do something.
Let me
You
let
catch
me
me in a
let,
bad mood.
let me just say this.
Come on.
When it says two wrongs don't make a right, I saw this post and it was kind of going back and forth. It was a guy and a girl. The guy supposedly texted this girl, but the girl went through his phone, right?
Okay.
So
Been there.
we don't know in context what he might have said to the allegedly to this other woman, right? But we do know that the girl went through his phone. So hypothetically, we know that he might have been wrong, but we clearly know that she was wrong. Does two wrongs in this situation make it right?
No, not in that situation.
Okay. Now I look at it like this: when police don't have a warrant and they come in and bust in your house, wherever they can find the drugs, the guns, and everything, the dope, whatever. None of that's admissible in court because if they do something wrong, it invalidates whatever wrong that person might have done, whoever house
Oh
they
yeah,
broke
yeah,
into,
yeah, that's
right?
true.
So when it says two wrongs don't make a right, right? I look at it, it was like you can't cast fault on someone else if you commit fault. If you commit a crime to expose
Which
someone
is
else
kind of
committed a
how the
crime,
justice system goes. Is that what you
somewhat
mean?
they
Because
have
I don't know
just
much
they
about
can
it.
do justified aspects depending on the need or the severity of the situation. But in a lot of because they have like forms of immunity. But in a lot of situations, how I feel is if you can't prove me wrong by committing wrong to get clarification or clarity. As soon as you commit a wrong to try to prove me wrong, you wrong regardless. You're never coming back and making ground on. See, I
Oh,
told
okay, I
you.
see what you're
It don't. I
saying.
don't care what you
Yeah,
just
it's
telling
different
me.
because you're acting on as obvious as it is. You're still acting on an or
You
you're
violate.
reading or your perception of the
Yeah,
situation.
you
You can still be
violated.
wrong because
Yeah, you
you
violated.
don't know I did wrong. You don't know that. You
Yeah,
don't have proof. That's what you're trying to get. But
yeah.
now
And
that
but
is
in a
wrong.
violation, in violating my boundaries or violating me, whatever you get, like think about it. Say you don't find anything. You are completely in violation. Say you do find something, you still in violation. Now we both can make a decision. But now when you violate, and if I have done nothing wrong, then the only person that's going to make a decision in that situation is me. So it's weird. It only had to happen. Not really. I had to happen to me somewhat. But it wasn't like one of those situations to where like you know it was intentional. Well, no, it was intentional, but I facilitated it. I facilitated it. I offered this person my phone for one reason, and they utilized it in another way against the intent, and for
I
whatever
catch you. Yeah.
for whatever
I catch you.
but you know what was
Oh, it's
said.
so good. You don't catch it.
No, it wasn't
It's
even
so good.
it wasn't even like that. The situation, that the outcome of it was basically like I said, yeah, I said what I said, and I would say it again because I fully meant that. It was just they didn't appreciate what I said, but the context of everything around it was like I had full right to say what I said to who I said it to, and I would say that to that I would say it to all parties involved. So it wasn't like something like I was going behind this person's back and saying something or engaging in a relationship that I shouldn't, that would be in violation of my relationship. It was literally I was expressing my feelings to someone else that I've already expressed to the person that felt I was in violation. The only my thing is,
That's cool.
but for me, I accept fault in that. I accept going to a third party and having this conversation with them. But I tried to have that conversation multiple times with them first. So I get where I violated. Well, where my trust was broken was I didn't give you my phone for that, and you took liberties with my boundary. You violated my trust with something that realistically, if you have an issue with what I said, but I didn't do you wrong or hide something from you that would have violated our relationship. So, two wrongs don't make a right, and I accept fault in that situation, but the violation that I incurred in that situation was significantly worse than what I committed. But whatever, it's water in the bridge at this point.
I mean, I thought you meant it more in like if someone does you wrong, like is it okay for you to do it back? I thought that's how you meant it.
Yeah, and that's also a concept. Like two wrongs are right.
That's how I got it. Like when I first heard it, that's why I was like, oh, that depends.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, eye for an eye. Yeah, that whole
eye for an eye. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that whole high road. Oh, because you know what I see with a lot of people learn your ethical compass, and if they know that you're always going to be the bigger man,
they'll try you.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp said something about. He said his grandfather told him, he's like, when you always got to be the bigger man, you're dealing with small people. You need to stop dealing with small people. And I realize a lot of people they're very contingent and they're very circumstantial. So if they know you're going to do the right thing every single time, they know it's going to be a lot. They'll try you because
they'll test you against them.
They'll test you because they know they can get it over. They know
so that's why you got to fight back a little bit. Not because you want to be an a-hole, but it's just for it to not happen again in the future. You
got to either stop dealing with that person or you got to let that person get stung by something so they can, respect is a bigger thing. That's why two wrongs don't make a right. But if you have respect, each person will try to minimize wronging the other person. Like, there's accidents.
Yeah. No, and I mean it as a responsive thing, not as a preemptive thing. So just make, when that happens, it's always because the other person started it. And in the cases that I've started it too, because I can get ratchet too. I have it in me.
You do? Okay.
Because we're not laughing.
Colombian
in the that's third world country ratchetness. That's even worse. Right. We ain't even got no AC. All these gangsters over here talking all that smack, they go back home, right back to their AC,
air conditioning.
Yeah, so
fair. But yeah.
But anyways, so when I've started the hostility,
okay,
I do apologize afterwards. And the reason I don't,
if you start the hostility.
If I start,
okay,
I'm like, hey, that was messed up. I'm sorry.
That's on me.
That's on me. My bad.
Okay.
Right. So even if the person retaliates, I still apologize. I'm like, hey, I kind of.
You invited that, okay?
I started it. It's cool.
No, wait. Right? You ever if somebody retaliated, but it's way out of bounds in your view, you'd be like, oh no, that's way and above. That's above the grade. I got it. Look, I know I started, but look,
that's way different. That's way different. But those cases were minor, anyways.
Yeah.
Because it's the cases I started so minor, and then when that happens, it will be even less. So it's like,
so if it never escalates to where it's gotta be dealt with.
I don't think it's gonna happen ever. No.
That's what's up.
Because like I said, I don't really start it.
That's good because even I want to be like in a situation, be like, yo, I know I was wrong, but that right there was flagrant. I gotta shut that down.
Exactly.
Like it's like because now it's gotten the part is where it's like it's blatant disrespect, like not or it's volatile to the point of a threat. And now I got it. And now look, I was willing to apologize, and I still apologize. But now, if you're gonna take it to that level,
went a bit far.
I gotta neutralize the situation.
The reason I don't start that hostility, like I call it, I mean, part of it, I don't want to start negativity. I'm trying to be a positive person, mature, blah blah blah. But the part of the reason I don't start it is that when I know in myself, I always try to be honest with myself. If I know I'm in the wrong, I will apologize. I don't care if it's in front of other people. I don't give a damn. I will do it. But I don't want to be in a situation where I have to apologize. So I just don't even do anything in the first place.
Okay.
Like, it's not so much for the whole, what do you call it? The white flag,
surrender flag.
And all that. It's not so much that. I mean, that's a big part of it. But a lot of times it's like why I don't want to apologize to somebody else. And I feel obligated when I do something wrong. So I do it, but I don't want to do it. You don't want to do it.
You don't really find yourself in the wrong. So if you can address it I was wrong before it gets escalated. You just fess up to it like, hey, I just don't want to go no further. My bad.
I always force myself to apologize if I know I'm in the wrong, and I always have. I don't know if I always will, but I always have. and I just don't. I don't like to do it. I force myself to do it.
So it's either just to keep yourself out of being in situations where you would be wronging other people, not necessarily being wrong or incorrect, but wronging others and having to apologize for doing someone wrong.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Okay, I respect that.
Exactly.
Yo, you got anything else?
Well, you gotta enough now, right?
Yeah. Hey, it was all good. Yo, what do y'all think? Two wrongs make a right, depending on the type of wrong. Is it all right? Is full on retaliation? Is it okay not to be the bigger person? And is pettiness understandable?
Pettiness understandable. Is it a thing? When is it understandable? When is it not?
Can you be mature and still be petty at the same time?
Oh, that was a good one.
That's a good one, right? I know. That thing kind of some
pepper. I'm not gonna lie. That was good.
Yeah.
That was pretty. If I was an spectator, I would comment right now.
Right on.
Thank you everybody for watching this podcast. Thank you
absolutely.
For this podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
Hit the like button and all that YouTube.
Yeah, help the algorithm. Sure. Y'all be good. Enjoy your Thursday. Whenever this date goes up, but right now it's currently a Thursday.
Probably a month from now.
Probably. Hey, we that far out. Y'all be good.